There we go. Hi, and welcome back to the Self-Help Bookshelf. This is like a start all over again moment, but it's a really exciting one. So Emma and I have decided to do a little impromptu video today to say we are going to write some more books, and we are going to set the intention and share with you right from the outset, which was the whole point of beginning the Self-Help Bookshelf, is that authors like Emma, myself, and Rory can all connect with you right from the very beginning of our writing process with every book we create. So, Emma, I'm so glad to have you back at this part of the process again. So, first of all, just a quick reminder of the book you've already written, and then let us know what it is you're planning going forward.
It's really exciting to be back. I have a lot of books, I think, to get out, and it's really good to start again. So the last book that I wrote with Kay was Critical Parenting Reframed. So this is a book about breaking free from those limiting beliefs, those narratives, and the life scripts that are formed when we're very small, how to understand them, set them down, and how to become more self-accepting. That was the book that I wrote through Self-Help Bookshelf, and that came out at the end of last year. So now that that's kind of died down a little bit, I'm now looking to move into another book. This one is going to be about relationships, and I'm not sure on a title yet, but it's going to be something like Whose Stuff Is It Anyway? So a bit like Whose Line Is It Anyway, if you remember the old game show, but this is Whose Stuff Is It Anyway? And this is about relationships with other people, colleagues, family, friends. Importantly, the relationship you have with yourself, relationship with substances, food, gambling, sex, relationships with possessions. So, very much looking at attachment styles that we have, why we may have those attachment styles, what might be happening when we're interacting with ourselves and with other people. So it kind of is a nice follow on from critical parenting, where we talked about the relationship we have in our head. But this is widening the net, and this is expanding that out to look at all kinds of other relationships that we may encounter in our life with family members, with friends and colleagues, and also possessions and substances and things that we use for comfort. So I am very excited about this one. It's going to be a longer book, just because of the sheer amount of content and research that's going in, but I am very excited to get it out.
Oh, amazing, Emma. Amazing. Wow. It sounds like you've already written it the way you're talking about it. And the other one isn't dying down. It's the other one is out there and it's there for people to get. It's on Amazon. So
It
it's
is.
going to be an ongoing process of promoting Emma's book, Critical Parenting Reframed,
Mm-hmm.
while we're writing the next one. So it's not gone and forgotten. It's still
No,
there.
no, it's still there. It's still there, and it's still helping people, which is
Absolutely.
great. It's great. I mean, I've got people that are still buying it and they're still commenting on the fact that it's helped them to understand where the narratives come from and why they've got them, which they've found really useful. So, yes, it's still very much there.
Fantastic. Yes. And the same with mine, Brain Unchained, which I wrote back in 2020. And I'm still promoting it, still selling it. And it's an ongoing process.
Mm.
Sometimes it can feel very difficult as an author to keep plugging, promoting, and pushing a book that far down the line. But that's why we've brought, again, the Self Help Bookshelf together, because it takes being an author into a slightly less lonely journey and gives us the power of collaboration. And that's really amazing in itself to be able to support each other within the niche that we do here. So for me, having written Brain Unchained, I was very much encouraged at the time to keep it to a niche market. And that's why I focused on parenting and teenagers, because that was where my story had come from, with 12 years of supporting my own son through suicidal depression, chronic depression, whether it was verging on psychosis, emotional dysregulation, and burnouts and meltdowns of epic nature, like the kind you see sometimes on YouTube, where children just have a massive outbreak and of rage. And, we had all of that. And so the strategy I developed in Brain Unchained, although originally I created it to help him connect with his emotions, I realized the power and the potential that it had for helping other people. And when I saw it helping his friends, and started speaking to other people about what I'd done, I knew I had to do something with it. And that's why I ended up developing it, doing a TEDx talk and writing Brain Unchained. Now, because like Emma says, it kind of feels like it dies down after the book launch, but we don't end there. So for, Emma's got her therapy business, but for me, I developed the online courses. So there's stuff on my website now that you can go and tap into and learn if you're more of an online visual learner than a reader. But I'm now looking to rewrite my book. So it's still going to be Brain Unchained, but this time for adults. So it's going to be, that's my title, I think. Unless I come up with something else in the meantime, it's going to be Brain Unchained Adults. So instead of writing the chapters as though they are aimed at teenagers going through the education system and transitioning into adulthood, I'll be taking the narrative more into the adult world in how to use that same strategy. But I'm also going to expand it with a lot more information because there's more happening in the adult world in a different way. And then I'm also going to bring some personal development strategies in on the end for how to keep that thought process and that emotional understanding going. And there will be a lot more, again, in this book. So my original book, Brain Unchained, was, bear with me, I can never remember how many pages. It's about 250 pages-ish. And this one, again, is going to be a more expanded version. But I really want it to be something people can use for life. So it's a book that you don't read once. It's a book that's there to access support for life and use it as leadership skills as well. So it's going to start with the emotional awareness, like understanding core emotions. Then it's going to build up in how to understand what changes happen in life. Then it's going to have a section looking at root causes, because for me, one thing I found really powerful was understanding that a problem doesn't just have a trigger. That trigger then has a root cause. And getting to that root cause is really important to problem solving in reverse. And then I'm going to take that into the personal development, leveling up your skills section before finally ending with a section on leadership skills that rounds all of that up to another level still. So I think I've actually got my book laid out in about 6 sections, plus all the sub-chapters and subtopics so far. And we did some great work last week, didn't we, Emma, on actually starting to lay out the strategies for these books. We
did.
We are near enough ready to go to start writing.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we absolutely are, which is great. So yes, I've got an index kind of very roughly laid out with, subtopics, like you say, and chapters and bits, and which gives you the structure, which is really important. So I think I'm ready to start researching when I can get to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not going to be as quick as our first books, I think. There's definitely going to be work in these. Haven't caught up with Rory on these yet today. This was a very impromptu video, but we're glad to bring you this news because we are tackling this in our book meeting tonight and digging into this a little bit further. We've already done a lot of the preliminary work of finding our author's voice and our threads, etc., through the original books. So it's going to be a much quicker process to get started this time on the writing process. But the writing process itself is probably going to be a lot longer for both of us to get this right. But no, absolutely awesome, Emma. I'm so glad to be doing this journey with you this time, because last time I was creating the author's process while you two were writing, and then I was doing my notebooks and journals in the background. So this time I'm writing alongside you, and I'm really excited about it. And I would guess we're looking at probably September, October for launching these books. We're going to put that as a rough deadline for now, and we will confirm it later, but we're looking around September, I would say, possibly October, and then launching nearer sort of November, December.
Yes.
So by the end of this year, some really good quality books coming. But thank you for joining me quickly today, Emma, and getting this out there, getting the intention going again.
Yeah,
one thing we all found really important in this book group, it's a topic that comes up a lot with everything that myself, Emma, and Rory do. It's one thing to want or desire something or to have an idea in mind, but nothing will happen if you don't have the intention to do it. And so these videos and little podcasts are great for getting our intention going. And you keep us accountable. But, all right. Any final words, Emma?
No, I mean, I think that's really important. I think literally lots of people have these dreams. They call them dreams. They say things like, "I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. Oh, I wouldn't be able to. I wouldn't be able to write a book. Oh, I couldn't do that." You absolutely can do that. It is about intention. It's one thing to have a dream, and it's quite another thing to turn that dream into a goal and then to actually fulfill it. The blocked sense really comes, I think, with people when they have the dream, but they don't have the motivation, or as Kay says, the intention to pin it down. And that's where this self-help bookshelf is really helpful, actually, because we work together, and because we set goals weekly, we push each other along as well, so that we have the intention. And so, if anyone is thinking about writing a self-help book and would like to write one but doesn't know where to start or doesn't think they can, you can, and this is the place to come and join.
Thank you. I wasn't expecting a pitch for the bookshelf as well, but that's a good point, Emma. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is very true. While we're at this stage of the writing journey, it's a great time to get in on this with us. So if anybody
Absolutely.
does want to, yeah, contact me. Contact me through messages in Facebook, through YouTube, or actually on my website. You can contact me directly there as well. There is a page on my website which is kayreeve.co.uk/book hyphen mentoring, not underscore, but the middle hyphen. So book mentoring on the end of kayreeve.co.uk. Find the website, send me a link there, or contact me through social media. So yes, this video is going on YouTube and Facebook, and then we can share it out from YouTube as well. But thank you so much for joining me today, Emma. And yes,
No problem.
get going. And mustn't forget Rory's going to be doing his next one as well.
Yes.
But I think we know very clearly what Rory's doing, because Rory talked all the way through about his Neurocreative Recollections Volume 1. So we know what number 2 is going to be from him.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
But we'll have a catch up with him about it soon anyway. But all right, thank you. Hugs and healing to everyone. We'll see you soon with another update. Bye bye.